Hey guys, welcome back to Talking Charts. It's been a minute. I've been out of here and there trying to get some things together, but technically we're back to technical analysis and talking charts. I hope you had a great weekend so far. Today I'm going to jump right into the charts and we'll be looking at a few trades that I plan on taking for the next coming sessions from now through Friday. Okay. The first thing I have on my charts right here is the US dollars, Japanese yen. And if you're looking at the 4 hour top down analysis, 4 hour, I just gotta say this, okay? The yen against the US dollars was in a kind of an uptrend here. All right. We had this uptrend here, and this uptrend broke, and price came down and retested the support. And if you look at this, you realize that we had a very good support here that was tested so many times. And we had a fake out here where I think many people had the stop loss below this area and they got taken out. All right. I'm pretty sure some people were shorting immediately when we went below this price level here. But right now what I see on this pair is this. Basically, I'm gonna keep this very short because the markets actually you get to get whatever you want in the market when it actually opens. Okay. Simple as this, okay. We have a support area that we're actually coming up from where price mitigated and probably got some people stopped out. And now we have this as a support areas for buys in the 4 hour. Okay. And if we go to the other part of this channel, we have um a resistance up here. Okay, we have resistance at I'll bring this up at almost 148.82 ish. This area, this is resistance. Why I say it's resistance, if you look at the charts, you basically got to see that we are in this move here. We are in that. This is what's happening right here. You see that? We are in this. Okay, so picture perfect. You don't want to be going against the market. So shorting at this level is actually not a good idea because basically we are above VWAP. I'll bring that up very soon. And we are approaching the area where sales are more valid than others. So if you're trading this pair right now, what are you seeing? You're seeing resistance, you're seeing support. Price came, broke support, and went all the way down to a demand zone, I think, hopefully. But we didn't come all the way to a demand zone. If you want to bring a demand zone on this pair, I have it right here. Okay. At 44.71 ish. That'll be where I can have some demands. But looking at price actually came to this area and grabbed some liquidity, and we are not going up. And given that the US dollar is in the short term very, very bullish, I want to say it is longs for the US dollar Japanese yen till at least 148.85. Okay. It is long for the US dollar Japanese yen to at least 188, 148.85, give or take. Or 148, almost 149, give or take. Okay, 149.00. Um, why I say that is because of this. As I said before, price came down from the support area now approaching the resistance. And most importantly, on the 30 minutes, if you look at this, the price closed on Friday above VWAP. Okay, VWAP is this line I have here. Right, that's VWAP right there, 147.84. That is VWAP for all of us. All right. Now, what am I seeing for the coming session for this pair? Planned for the coming session is we're looking at price coming up but had a little bit of a tough time going upper than this. We hit this price level twice on Friday, but given that it was a Friday, what I want us to understand is that Fridays, most traders close their positions, right? Most positions get closed on Friday. Okay, this is 30 minutes chart, and what I see here is a possible retracement, maybe, maybe not, to this area here, 147.37 ish, or 147.40 or 147.30 to 45. All right. I want to see a retracement to this area where I'll look for buys. And from then on, I will take the price back to the previous resistance. So what I want to see is something like this, okay, to that area. I'm not saying price is going to go there, but if I see this happening, then I know my plan is working the way I want it to. All right, from that to this at least. Okay, so that's what I have. Now, that being said, price could still just up and up and start doing this and shoots up without doing the first move here first, right? Price could just basically up and up and say, hey, we are going up from this view up and we just go up, then maybe from there we sell off. Um, in this case, I want to see the momentum of price in this area. If price opens with high volume and I'm seeing long candles like this and it just keeps going up like that, then I'm telling you it's something which you want to like maybe get into the buys, right? But if price opens up and it is just doing a movement, a similar something like this, is doing that and that and that and falling off back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, it's actually a sign telling you price is going to fall again. Okay, which means I should wait till price actually comes to my buy zone. So my buy zone is right at 147 79 or 147.80 ish. I want price to actually come onto that area and tell me, hey, we are going down, Roger. Then I can take buys from there. Okay, basically, if you open this up on the 30 minutes, price is sitting right here at 147.95, but the best spot to buy them is 147.50 around this area, okay? Because if you look at this, we have a good demand zone already here. Price came there once. It could act as support for us to go forward up, all right? So that's basically the plan I have for this pair in the coming session. Maybe today or tomorrow. We don't know that yet, but the US dollar is very strong. We could just push up from here to this resistance, or we can just maybe do a bit of retracement and take buys from there. Okay, that's the plan I have for US dollar Japanese yen. Let us see what we have for the US dollar CAD or USD CAD right now. The US dollar CAD is where I'm from. I'm in Canada, so my trade area for this on the 4 hour is to gives me basically support and resistance. Here support basically that 147 or 137.30. Okay, we have that. Support resistance for Canadian dollars, US dollar. And we also have resistance up here at 138.89. All right. Price haven't yet mitigated all these price zones here. So US dollar, Canadian dollars basically short the tops and buy the bottoms if you may. Or you can just wait for the breakouts. There's another breakout zone I saw on a US dollar Japanese yen, but that will be for another analysis. For right now, we'll just take on what we have right here on the US dollar, Canadian dollars, is that price is on these two zones, buys and sells. Okay. And from what I see, the sellers and buyers are in agreement between these two prices. Okay. If you go down to the 30 minutes, price closed below VWAP, which is a bearish signal. To me, it is a bearish signal. But would I be shorting here? No, I will not short in this area. It is very ill advised to short in this area. You want to wait for price to actually do a move up before you think of shorting, because shorting here, you're basically shorting at a discount price, which means you'll be the one holding the bag if price starts moving up again. Another area where you can look for a temporal short is right here at 138.35 ish, because you have the drop base drop zone there, and price already retraced almost to that area, right, and fell back down. But what I'm saying is this: if price is to make a move like this, if you're watching your charts and price does this and starts doing that and starts going up again, then this area becomes invalid for the fact that price already tapped from here. You see, the liquidity grab was already done from this area. So we'll be having something like this then. If price to do that, okay, if price comes to that level there, you want to look for buys to the upper channel of this price. Okay, from here, you want to have this, or if you want to make it cuter, you can have that. If price is to break above this supply zone here or resistance zone, then the next resistance is one at 138.78. Okay, but for today, you want to have price. If you want to actually see what this is doing, you want to have price stay above 37.40 or 137.30 for you to take longs on this pair. Okay, breaking below this zone, others say short it, but when you see price come out of support like this, you don't want to short. Even though the support have been tested so many times, okay. But still, if you look here in this area, I still see buys, I see big candles here, and I can bring this up and say, hey, this is an area where you can still get longs into this pair. Because basically retail shorts when the big guys are buying, and retail buys when the big guys are selling, right? So you want to wait for something like this. This is why I'm pretty sure there's a lot of stop losses in this area. But if you look at these candles, no matter how small they are, You can see that on the four, these are 4 hour candles, and they're kind of huge, right? If I bring this to a 30 minutes, what you're going to see is this. You see big candles moving up from here. Okay, they're going like slowly, but they're moving up, right? They're moving up from this area and consistently going up, and it actually overtook this resistance here. They actually got wiped of the resistance from these small buys, and that's where we ended up. Okay, so price mitigating and coming back down to this area. Look for buys, not for sells. All right, you want to keep your cool, make your plans, and wait for price to either, if price breaks below this at 137.38, then wait for 137 to buy the US dollar against the Canadian dollars. Okay, that's all I have for the US dollar as Canadian dollars. There's not much to see. If you see on the 4 hours, I said support and resistance, and price already came to the support, and now we're maybe going to retest support again and back to the resistance. All right, US dollar CAD. That's all I have for that. Now let's look into the Great British Pound Japanese Yen. For some reason, I'm going to touch into that as well. The US dollar, the pound is kind of weak in the last couple of days. I think the last trading sessions, pound got some momentum, bearish momentum. For what reason, I don't know. Maybe technicals, or maybe because Trump is out there in Britain doing some good talks to the British crown or whatnot. But still, looking at this, all right, looking at the US dollar, the Great British Pound Japanese Yen, there's a bit of weakness, and price on the 4 hour kind of broke an uptrend that we had. Not really an uptrend, but if you look at this move here, if you look at this, price break this 3 points, right? Price has gone below the trend line. And if you want to bring this down still, you will see that's what we had here, right? From this area here, price has been moving on this trend line consistently, but on Friday we had this break, huge momentum to the downside. What this is telling me is kind of short-ish, but should I short now? Maybe not. I want to wait for price to retest this area here, resistance at 220 or 210-ish or 230. Okay, I want price to come back to the zone where we have resistance for me to take short. At 199.60 is not a good time to short this pair, because on Friday the sell-off actually happened, but price actually closed up. If you look at the candle where price closed here on the 30 minutes, you realize that there was indecision, right? Price was undeciding, are we going to fall more or we're going to buy more, which is actually kind of a bearish-ish and a bullish signal. So you want to wait for price to maybe mitigate all the way back to a zone like this one, either I want to 219-ish, or better yet, at this area 243 is where you can take good buys on this pair. If you can wait for this to happen, then take your shorts there. Another shorts area I see on this pair is right here at 199.76. If we go across the VWAP, if the session opens and price starts doing a movement like this, and we go across the VWAP here, okay, this is my 30 minutes VWAP. It tells me where to short and where to maybe long. If price is to retrace back to a VWAP area like this, all right, and comes down and goes above it, if we the moment we cut across 139 or 199.86 or 199.70 for the VWAP, I am going to guarantee you price is going to go a little bit more higher. So retracement to this VWAP here, okay, and maybe does that or falls down and goes back up. The next time we have VWAP there, price is going to go above it, coming to this supply zone here at 1,233 or 1,240. Okay, because if you can see on the charts, you actually see on the 4 hour or 30 minutes that we have a resistance here waiting for everybody to just like sell, sell, sells. But this is kind of weak right now. Okay, this is weak, and another weakness is the fact that we went below the trend line. So going below trend lines most usually is a very bearish signal, but the big guys can still use that and trap buyers, right, or sellers, sorry. So picture perfect. You don't want to short the US, the Japanese yen, the pound US, sorry, the pound Japanese yen right now. You want to wait for price to maybe go back to an area where there was circumformations, which could be the VWAP at 199.74, or right here at 235 or 240, where you can have a good chance of a maybe 30 pips move, okay? And I keep saying to people that listen to me, listen, you only need like a 30 30 pips move on any paid trade. You don't want to catch 40 pips unless you're very lucky. Okay, a 30 pips move on a good account can give you $200 a day or $500 a day. That's all you need, right? Until you can like build up that account to something very way better. But if you can stick your plan and say, hey, each day I want to catch 30 pips move and I lost 10 pips, if I'm going to do that, I want to catch 30 pips every day or 40 pips or 50 pips and the chart in a pair like this because the pound, US, Japanese yen moves a little bit faster than most other pairs. But you want to just get a simple 30 pips every day on a one lot or two lot, okay? And from then on, you can say, hey, that is that, right? That is that. So looking at this is what I see. All right, this is what I see on this pair. It could go a little bit more deeper. If I look at this, actually, we could go a little bit more on the downside on this pair, but I'm not very sure. Right, no one is sure about the markets because there's a demand zone, kind of ish demand zone here. The charts look really miserable right now, so all you can now do is hope or guess. We have a second test of the of this support here, or the second test of the trend I just drew there. Okay, so you want to wait for price to maybe hit 198.85 or 198.90 ish. That would tell you, hey, we're actually going down, but I have a buy area here. Okay, but the most important thing I want to make all of us know is that price could up and up, and we retest this zone for buys. Okay, we're gonna retest. We might retest this VWAP here. That confirms. If the VWAP rejects, then we're coming down. If the VWAP gets accepted, then we're going up again to the supply zone here. Okay, at 259. All right, guys. For the big boy, I want to get this done as soon as I can. We have the US dollar or the pound USD. The pound as well has been showing some downward momentum. It broke the trend line. Okay, broke it as well. So that's the weakness I saw on the pound on Friday. And right now we have a resistance here on the 4 hour. It's always good to do analysis on the 4 hour so you see the bigger picture. All the way back in time, we have resistance that. See that? It's a very much resistance zone that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, even only 5 times that we have broken, which is a very strong momentum to the downside on the pound right now. Okay, this is strong momentum on the downside, even though we are some in a kind of an uptrend. When you look at this, maybe you draw a trend line like this and say, hey, we are still in an uptrend, but this is not really valid to me. Okay, another thing that I can say, maybe this could be valid for longs, is that we have some kind of a demand zone here on the 30 minutes. If I bring that up, you will see that on the 30 minutes, we have a bit of a demand zone here of support with volume profile. If you got volume profile, realize that in this area here at 140.42, there is some support or demand zone waiting for buyers there. So as long as this pair can stay above 134.40 ish, I think I'll look for buys for this pair to retest the previous resistance. Okay, so you want to look for that or something like this. If you can have that, I'll take out these trend lines. Trend line telling me on the 4 hour short, and in the another 4 hour trend line for the bigger picture is a long, because I have this zone here at 134.32. Okay. That being said, on the 30 minutes, price actually closed below VWAP at one. I think my VWAP here is stated at 150.07, 35.04, 35.07. Price right now is at 35, 34.69 ish, this area here. So if price is retraced to 135 ish, that's where I look for shorts. Another spot to look for shorts is looking for shorts in this resistance zone here at 135.80 if prices are retraced to these areas. Okay. That being said, we broke support or previous resistance, because normally when price is to like break, if this was uh resistance before and price should above it like that. So we had this for example, I'll bring that for you to see. We had this 1 second there, that was the wrong thing I just chose. If we have something like this where price is doing movements like this, then goes above it, then falls below, it is a very, very bearish signal. It is bearish because getting below this resistance zone would mean Price may retrace again, so it might have something, a move that could be similar to this back there, then we fall. Okay. That is not guaranteed. That is just saying probabilities. Trading is all about probabilities, and you want to look at the volume as well. But the first and most important thing is that shorting at 13500 is a good deal for you. If price is to mitigate that and go over there, you might want to take shorts there. But if you see price actually rallying down to this area, I'll bring it up in 30 minutes. If price is to start rallying down to this area here, then you want to look for buys in this area here. I'm looking for buys at 134.49 to 134.35. This is where I can get some buys and take it over back to this area here for sales. That's basically it. 135.100 to 135.50 is where I have shorts, okay? And my VWAP is stated here that I could take a short scalp or a short scalp here at 134 or 135.03 or 135.0 maybe 12, give or take, because that's where VWAP is. So if prices go above this VWAP in the coming sessions or this week, you should understand we're going to retest this resistance here. It's perfect resistance here at 135.50. Okay, that is a given. So that's all I have for my trading plan for this week. These are the pairs I'll be trading. I'll look into gold from tomorrow. I'll start looking into gold as I promised before. I know a lot of people trade gold. I don't trade gold. Just because of the move, how it moves sometimes, even though it is all in the long side right now. I think most go wait for retracements and buy, wait for pullbacks and buy. But I don't trade gold at all. I'm looking at these charts right now. I'm seeing shorts, I'm seeing longs, and I'm seeing supply all the way here, which is good for me. All I need to do is watch the pairs I trade, and I'll be good. And today I'm going to give a trading tip to the new traders. If you're an experienced trader, I'm going to say this out here out loud. Do not trade with your mobile phone. If you're a trader and all your trades, you look at your charts on your mobile phone, don't do it. It is a bad practice that costs a lot of people a lot of money. Looking at your mobile phone gives you a lot, very short span of attention and distraction as well. Okay, if you're trading, put on your mobile phone, trade on a desktop or a laptop where it's the big picture. Your mobile phone is never ever going to give you the big picture. The big picture comes from you watching the charts in a very big screen and being focused on that screen, right? You can take your trades on your mobile phone, but keep it down and focus on the charts that you see in front of you. It's just a trading tip that I think that I started practicing and realized I'm getting good at this because mobile phones are distraction in the first place, and you can be looking at the charts, having a phone call. You want to see your bounce to Instagram or YouTube, and before you know it, price must have hit your stop loss or your take profits without even knowing and stuff like that, right? So you want to keep your mobile phones down and trade with a computer, a desktop, or a laptop where you're more focused. All right. So that being said, people, keep your eyes up, hit the like and subscribe button. Leave me your comments on what you think that this pairs we traded today is going to look like for the comment session. If I'm wrong here, please correct me because I also need the inputs from my followers here. We are going to be launching, as I promised, we're going to be launching our Discord and Telegram channels soon. So keep your eye for that. I'll make the announcements on TradingView and also here on my channel. When that happens, you'll be the first to know. So subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys on the next analysis. Thank you very much. Have a good day.